did you deal with that kind of adversity, and what did you learn from those experiences?
Yeah, I think the first thing I had to do was realize it was adversity, that this was a problem. I think it's tough. You recognize that things aren't going as good as we want them to. Maybe it'll just get better here in a few months. Maybe it's a short-term thing. Maybe it's, and maybe it's not going to be that bad. And, you talk, you sit around your conference room table with your partners, and we're all kind of trying to help each other out as far as keeping your attitude good and not knowing when it's going to end. I mean, it's just really hard. That was starting to weigh on me a lot at that time. And over the phone, he just said, well, you can determine the ending right now if you'd like. And I said, how would I do that? And he said, just quit. Give the land back to the bankers, let them sue you, on and on. And on the phone, I said, well, quitting's not an option. And it was like he woke up that part of my brain that maybe hadn't been speaking very loud, And from that point on, I realized the job as leader was every day to have an attitude that I'm going to do something today that's going to get us one step closer to getting out of here and one step closer to actually surviving. And that's one of the advice that I would give people that are going through hard times, not just financial times, medical or loss of a loved one, the grieving process, whatever it is. I call them storms in life. I always say, one of the first things I say for advice is the storm will end.
Not asking someone to do something you're not prepared to do yourself. Like as a core principle of leadership, I absolutely love that. However, I feel like that is getting harder and harder to live by in this day and age, particularly as new generations enter the workforce, as new technologies seem to be invented every other week at this point. It's becoming, I think, in a lot of workplaces, basically impossible to do that now.
I would say that, and please don't think less of me for saying this.
I won't.
I'm on the twilight of my career. And there's days where I'm glad that I'm on the twilight of my career, because I don't know if I could go another 20 years, at a pace where, with what's happening with the next generations that are coming up. And I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm just saying I'm not sure how to keep up, so.
Yeah, and, I know what you mean. I mean, the pace of change is getting ridiculous, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So, I mean, I think a modern modification for that phrase is don't expect anyone to work harder than you're prepared to work.